Google Docs has a powerful set of tools that you need to help edit and improve your family history writing. Today, I'm going to show you a number of tools that you can use on Google Docs so that you can finally get your family history book ready for publication. Howdy, I'm Devin Noel Lee with Family History Fanatics. I want to help you write your family story so you can strengthen the future by understanding the past. So let's go through some of the things that you want to utilize on Google Docs when you're editing your family story. They're very handy when you're in the editing phase. Your first draft phase is what? To get the dang thing finished, because you can't make it better until you've written your rough draft. If you're ready to start editing, let's use Google Docs to make this process super simple. So one of the first things I want to show you is how you can keep track of your citations. It's very easy. I'm just going to do a demo citation for you. You come up here and click on Insert and go to Footnote. And then you type in your citation. I'm just going to put sample citation, but you get the idea. That's all you have to do. Now, let's say you want to make this a hyperlink because you're going to export it into a PDF file. So all you have to do is Control K or Command K on your screen and then type in your citation. So for the fun of it, I'm just going to say Family History Fanatics blog. And then I can click apply, and then I have my citation. And so now we can actually go over to the Family History Fanatics blog. So that's how you keep track of your citations in Google Docs as you are writing. But let's say while you are writing, either you want to collaborate with another writer or you want to leave yourself notes on something to do in the future. So let's pretend that I have in November 1884, this family did something, but I don't have a citation. So I could do that insert citation and say, where's the citation? But a better strategy is to insert comment down here, or there's also a little comment short button right here on this screen. So add comment, and now it's going to pop up this side and say, where is the citation? So now, as I'm scrolling through, this is highlighted. If I printed this out or shared this file with somebody else, they're not going to see this highlighting. However, for me, as I'm scrolling through, when I see this highlight, I know there's a comment on the side. If you're collaborating with someone else, let's say you're June from our audience, June could say something like, I'm not sure, or check family search. She can leave a comment back and that becomes a reply. Now that would actually be someone else leaving a reply, not myself. But let's say you finished that task and you don't want to see it anymore, then you can click on the hamburgers over here. This pop-up screen will come up and you can click delete, and now that goes away after you resolved that note that you left for yourself. So far, we've done footnotes and we've done comments. Now the next thing, hopefully you know how to do that, but I want to give you some easy ones thrown in the mix of some ones you might not have discovered, and that is find and replace. So let's say that you don't want to have Ohio written as Ohio, but instead you want to have it as OH. So you hit Control Find, Control F, Control Find, that's how I remember it. And then I click the drop down arrows and I can go through the whole book, or I can click on those dots and now I can put a replace with OH, and I have a couple of options. I can replace one at a time, or I can replace all of them, and now all of them are OH. There are times when I find that I'm inconsistent. Sometimes I put US and sometimes I put USA, and that is a good way to go through and make a change. But I would recommend that if you do something like the US one, it's going to pick up US, and then it's going to pick up any version of US in the document so it could be part of a word. So a couple of things that you can do when you click the 2 dots is you can match to case, and that helps. But the other thing you can do is you can put spaces before or after. So if there's a capital US with a space before and after, I want to have space, USA space, and now I can replace all of them. So let's say that you have a word that you're not sure what it means. Sometimes we have that happen in our writing. Now I'm going to take an obvious one. I don't know that I would actually use the word onomatopoeia in my writing. So just highlight the word onomatopoeia and then go to tools and the word dictionary. Now you can do Control-Shift-Y, but I tend to forget all the shortcuts. But when I do that, and click on dictionary, now I have a definition of the word. So maybe you'll type in some type of medical terminology in your family history and not sure what it means. Instead of heading over to Google, just use the dictionary Google has built into Google Docs. Now let's say that you want to put accents on words or names and surnames. How are you going to get some accent marks? Well, in this case, we have the word Andre, and the last letter E should actually have a little accent on it. So what you do is go to Insert, Special Characters, and then type in the letters that you want. Here's an E, and then you can have a capital version of it, and if you hold still, I go really fast. I'm like, woo! If you will go over one letter at a time, you can see the different variations of the accent. Click on it once, and now the E is with that accent marks. Now, some of you have some shortcut keys that you can use, but this is a way to do it in Google Docs if you don't want to try to remember all of those shortcut keys. Let's say that you have some questions and you don't want to put it in the comments, but you want it to pop out. You can change the format color. So you can change the text color to like a blue, but if you really want it to stand out, you can click on, sometimes it's right here and sometimes you have to click on the double button, and you can go the highlight color and then make it like yellow, and now pops out. Now, a number of ways that I've used this color coding is when I was trying to remind myself certain things. So yellow could be certain questions that I have. Blue could be a lack of sources. Green could be I need to add more social history in this location. And so sometimes I use the colors to add more visual notes to me as I'm writing. Now, my final suggestion is that knowing what version you're working on can be very helpful. So you can go back and see revision histories by clicking on last edit, and it's going to open your revision history. So I can actually go back to the revision I did in April, and I can restore this version and get rid of anything I did today if I really messed up. Maybe there was something I did at the beginning of my session that I changed that I want to change back. So I could go back and see some of those old revisions that I did. So what other tools do you use on Google Docs that can make your writing better, that are just built into this free writing platform? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you need more help on writing your family histories, be sure to check that playlist up there. And if you're ready for something new, check our new video release right here.